Good morning, my beautiful people, and welcome back to Sunday Talk episode number 29. In today's video, as always, I'm going to answer some of the questions you guys send me on YouTube. Some of these questions you sent it like 2-3 weeks ago, and I want to share the question with you and my reply to those questions with some of you guys. Okay, so before I start with this video, I want to wish you guys a happy Sunday. And then one thing also I want to mention is that all the advices I'm giving here are not legal advice. Okay, if you need a legal advice, you need to contact an immigration lawyer or an immigration attorney. Okay, so without wasting your time, let's get started. Okay, the first questions today is going to come from Muhammad Yusuf. Thanks for explaining everything. I love the way you speak and explain things. Again, thanks, sir. Does DS-260 also take a 2 to 4 months to schedule for interview at embassy? DS-260 is just an immigrant visa form. Okay, it's a form you have to fill out. Okay, now before NVC schedules an interview for you at the embassy, they have to approve all the documents. They ask you, and then you submit it. Okay, so once you submit all the documents, they will review the document and approve it. If anything is missing from the document they ask you, then from there they can schedule an interview for you. Okay, and like I always say, schedule an interview is not just a decision NVC makes. The U.S. embassy, where they're gonna schedule an interview at, has to have a available spot before they can even schedule the interview for you. Okay, so to answer your question, DSTC itself is not it's just a form. Okay, it's just an immigrant visa form. So as far as 2 to 4 months, what I always tell you guys is when the petitioner is a U.S. citizen, and then the NVC approves all the documents, it might take 2 to 4 months in order for them to schedule an interview for you. But if you're a green card holder, actually, if the petitioner is a green card holder, it will take longer than that, because the whole process takes long. Okay, excuse me. Let's move to another question. This one is coming from Sana Ashraf. If you are submitted I-64W, then there is no need to show domicile requirements staying abroad. Well, I-64W itself is for people who don't require to fill out form I-64, the regular form I-64, or regular form I-64 easy. So I-64W is kind of a waiver. So usually, excuse me, kids who are under age of 18, if I'm not mistaken, can apply for I-64W. And also, if you are an attending immigrant living here in the United States of America, and then you can prove that you have 40 quarters of credit based on Social Security Act, which is equivalent to 10 years of work here in the United States of America, you can be exempt from I-64 or I-64 easy, which are the regular affidavit of support form. And then from at that point, you will file I-64W, which is kind of like waiver, as I just mentioned. So, but if you stay abroad, if you are a petitioner staying abroad, you still have to prove that you kind of have a tight connection with the USA. Okay, before you can sponsor somebody, if you're living abroad, you have to show proof of domicile. Okay, excuse me, you have to show proof that you are not living abroad permanently. Maybe you just go there for temporarily, and then you will come back to the United States of America. So you have to show proof of domicile. Okay, it's not because you petition, you file an I-64W, then you won't have to show proof of domicile. This one is coming from Aminata Gaye. What document should I include with the I-64A if my sister is considered as the household member. Excuse me. Well, if you file an IA-64A, like in this case, which is a household member document you file when they helping the main sponsor to bring the intended immigrant to United States of America. Yeah, of course, the household member will file IA-64A, but most of the time on the document, you can add you can add to that forms the most recent 3 years on tax return and W-2s. And also, if you have a letter from your employer showing that you have a job and you're making money, you can add it to it. So whatever document you can add, that will increase your chance to get the case approved. Yeah, you will do that. Okay, so those are the documents you can add to it. But you still can do your own research and see what is if there is additional document you will add to the from IA-64A. Okay. So this one is coming from Serish Gul. Hi, Mon. I want to apply for my father. He is in Pakistan. What document should I need to submit first? My question is that should I submit affidavit of support with I-30 or not? Well, I get this question a lot. When people make a decision to petition for their relative or their parents or their kids or their spouse and stuff like that, they want to know if they can submit on the I-130 in affidavit of support first. You know that the first step to petition for your relative to file I-130 petition, right? So, but the thing is, the affidavit of support you want to file first, it doesn't you don't have to pay any fee for that. It's not the one you're supposed to file. The affidavit of support form you will file is the one NVC will ask you to file. Okay, and that's the one you paid fees for. Okay, so the first thing to do is to file I-130. Send all the supporting documents. Once the case is approved by USCIS and move to NVC, then NVC will contact you and ask you to pay the fee for affidavit of support and then pay fees for immigrant visa. And then from there, you can start fill up a form DS-260 and then add all the required documents like civil documents and stuff like that, and affidavit of support supporting document. Okay, that's how you do it. But in case one thing too, in case the petitioner, but I know that your dad lives overseas, but in case the petitioner, the beneficiary lives here, United States of America, yeah. Once the case is approved, that the intended immigrant is gonna adjust his or her status on the United States of America. At that point, you don't have to go through the visa route, and the person will apply for a green card. Okay. And this one is coming from All Things Kalia Luta. Hi, sir. How do you add a second applicant on civil's document on Computer Electronic Application Center, because I'm not seeing the option to do so? Well, if you have different applicant on the actually you submit a document for a different applicant, make sure you click on the name of the person you're gonna submit or whose document you are submitting, because if you click on the first person, for example, let's say you have two people on the list, you file a petition for two people, and then you click on the first applicant, you submit the document. If you don't click on the second applicant, you won't be able to submit the document for that person. So make sure you do that. And this one is coming from Jefferson Lewis. When NVC asks you to upload document, does that have to do anything with the other country the person's at? The person that is doing everything for me is saying that something is wrong with the country website. Does that have to do anything now? Because it's just upload. Please help. Well, no. Basically, if to upload a document. It doesn't have to do anything with the country where the intended immigrant lives. The only website the petitioner will go to is the computer electronic application center. Basically, the petitioner will log into the website, to the system, and then start uploading document. But in case that website has a problem, because recently the website, the NVC website, has a problem, and people were having a problem to log into. Maybe that's why the person who's helping you is talking. Excuse me, is talking about. It doesn't have to do anything about the countries where the intended immigrant lives. Okay. This one is coming from Vano XO, Vano So. I'm living with my parent, and they will be the joint sponsors for my husband. They file tax jointly. So, which form do they fill out, and do they need a separate ones or just one for both? Well, if you petition for your relative or your spouse, for example, and then you don't make enough money, but your parent wanna help you, which is the case in this situation, and your parent file jointly. One thing you have to do is like one parent, maybe your dad will be the co-sponsor, or then your mom will be the household member, basically. So what's gonna happen is you, the principal petitioner or the main petitioner, will have to file the affidavit of support form, and then your dad will file the same affidavit of support form as you, and then your dad's mom or your dad's wife, or maybe your mom, and who files on jointly with your dad, will file IA-64A, which is for household member. Okay, so it's going to be two affidavit of support forms, and then one household member form, which is IA-64A. That's how it works. Because the reason why you have to do that is because now, just to let the household member or the spouse know that, okay, you are, like, let's say your dad has to let your maybe your mom or maybe your stepmom knows that, okay, he's using the income to sponsor an intended immigrant. So when your stepmom or your dad's spouse sign that form IA-64A, it just telling that, okay, she gives approval to help bring the intended immigrant to United States of America. Okay, because sometimes some people do that without telling their spouse, which is wrong, because if you file jointly, your spouse is supposed to know what's going on. This one is coming from Ledu Cab. Actually, it's not a question, just a statement. He said NVC can review and approve the document you send a week after. Well, that I doubt it. Okay, maybe before, but now, your case gets to NVC, and the NVC will review and approving within 1 week. I doubt it. I don't think it's possible. If it happens to you, you are one of the luckiest person on earth. Okay, and if you have that happen to you before, and then your document get to NVC approves it in 1 week, review and approves in 1 week, let us know. Okay, we wanna hear from you. This one is coming from Muhammad Yusuf again. If you remember, that was the first person, the first question of today's video. He sent another question again. He said, "Hello, sir. I'm going to attend my embassy interview soon on spouse visa. My wife has sponsored me. Can you tell me, should I bring a wedding photo album and video along with me at the time interview?" At the time of the interview in embassy, thanks a regard. Well, sometimes I just read one of his questions. He was asking how long will it take for embassy to schedule an interview for him. So this is another question he's saying, and within a week, or maybe NVC already schedule an interview for him, and he will go to the embassy. But his question, he want to know if he gonna take on their wedding photos and videos and all those stuff with him. Well, one thing you have to know is that for to go to the interview, NVC asks you to bring all the documents you submitted. Okay, so the original document of the all the document you submitted actually, so you know that you have to submit the copies of the original document. So when you go to the interview, you have to bring the original documents. Okay, so whatever you think you can bring with you that will support your case and that will help you get immigrant visa, do it. I don't think it will hurt anything at all if you think you bring your wedding photos and stuff like that, just to show them that your marriage is kind of a genuine marriage. It's not a fake marriage. It won't hurt anything. You can do that too. Okay, and this one is going to be the last question. It's coming from Daniel K. Dallas. Thank you, John. As a question, with whose name as a beneficiary on the notice I-797 letter comes? Um, if I file for my spouse and two of my children. Well, if you file for your spouse and two of your children, if you are petitioner, you know that you're gonna file a different I-130 petition for them, right? But in case you are a green card holder, you file for your relative. When you file for your spouse, you can put your kid's name on the same form as your kids are gonna be delivery applicants on your spouse form. And then when the I-130 I-797 letter comes, yeah, all the beneficiary's name is gonna be there, and also the delivery applicant also name is going to be on I-797. Okay, that's how it works. But in case you are U.S. citizen, you file different petition for your spouse and your kids. So each I-797 will come with the beneficiary's name. That's how it works. Okay, so like I said, guys, this is the last video for the day, and I'm not gonna hold you on longer than this. And I wish you guys again a happy Sunday. I hope your day is going well. Whatever you do today, just do it peacefully. If you already come back from church, I hope you pray for me when you went to church. But if you are getting ready to go to church, and enjoy everything, and once again, happy Sunday. And I'll talk to you guys on next Sunday. Bye bye.
USA Monde.